Hello, everyone. My name is Gus.
Hi, I'm Woody.
And today we're reacting to how to decrease your air consumption. Tips by a YouTuber. Her name is Kat, but her YouTube channel is Ocean Pancake. I'm a big fan. She's awesome.
Good.
Yeah.
We haven't done something like this, lower your air consumption. That's a cool topic.
Yeah, so let's
Can't wait to
react
hear.
to her tips and see what we agree with, disagree with, maybe add some more clarity. Just our spin. If you're a brand new diver and you're struggling with air consumption, this is a good video to watch. Let's give it a shot.
Today I want to teach you how to improve your breathing efficiency and decrease your air consumption on a dive. Option is to dive frequently. Perfectly streamlined, neutrally buoyant, just swimming. The calmer you are, properly streamlined in the water.
Okay. Agree or disagree? Totally agree.
Of course.
Absolutely. Tip number 1, agree.
Well, that was just the preview.
Right. By the way, she's the instructor, right?
Yeah.
I probably could maybe not lower my air consumption. I'm just saying, taking a class from her, I would be excited. And
Wow.
Why
All
do
right.
we want to decrease our air consumption again? To have longer dives, to feel more comfortable. It's a bit of a competition with yourself and other people. When people ask you how much air do you have, it's kind of nice to be able to say more than other people around. You know what I'm saying. Option is to dive frequently.
That's true.
I know not all of us can do that, but if you have a chance, the more you dive, eventually your air consumption is going to be a lot better. When I started diving, I was quite young, so my air consumption was never terrible, but I know now as an instructor, I quite often can even accomplish 2 dives on 1 tank while my students are diving 1 dive per 1 tank. Of course, I would never recommend starting a dive with below 220 bar of air, but that is something I have done in the past when we were dealing with situations.
And a lot of it is just because
That's true.
the more you dive, the more experience you get, just like she's saying. You actually learn that when you dive, moving around, swimming a lot is not good. In other words, the good divers are doing less. If you notice, you'll probably look at her diving, and she's probably just most of the time just sitting there, not chasing after things, not moving around. And you just don't need to breathe much. I also find if I'm slightly, not in perfect trim, but a little bit of a head down position, it's so relaxing.
Yeah.
It's like underwater meditation and yoga that you just can
Take it
really
easy.
lower your breathing.
But you know what? And I've noticed this with myself. I remember going to the springs in Florida and like Blue Grotto and whatnot and diving a 3 mil. Like no big deal. But the reason for that is I wasn't a very good diver. I was flailing and kicking and doing all this stuff, and I was able to stay warm because I was constantly moving and doing stuff. Now it's unfathomable for me to dive a 3 mil. I will be frozen because I can relax in the water. I have more control. I'm just there sitting. Even doing dives now, as a cave diver, I remember, diving a 7 mil in the caves and being perfectly fine. Even with long deco, I will be fine.
I remember that. You were okay with that. I don't
But
know how.
now every time I come out, especially of DPV dives, so where you're not swimming, the scooter is pulling you. Man, I'm freezing.
Yeah.
I'm diving a lot more often. I'm diving the dry suit now.
For sure.
because I'm getting colder. And I think that it's not so much that I'm getting old or whatever. I'm sure that there's some effect on that. Maybe losing a little bit of weight helps you, or not helps you, but makes it worse for you to resist the cold.
For sure, it does.
But I think is a lot of just experience and diving more and just being more relaxed. I think that when you're starting to dive, a lot of it is exciting too. Like your heart is beating fast, your blood is, and I'm not a doctor, but your blood is going faster through your body and you're staying warmer. But with time, it's like you're so used to seeing this stuff that it's like you're so calm, you're not moving, and you get colder.
Yeah.
And your air consumption improves.
But
Mine has certainly improved.
Yeah. The one thing you said, though, that I didn't know that. You're not a doctor?
All right.
I mean, do as I say, not as I do, right? And the reason that diving more frequently helps decrease your air consumption is because of some of these following reasons. You're more likely to be calm underwater, and the lower your heart rate is, the lower your stress levels are, the less air you're going to be consuming.
Absolutely.
The more efficient your body is in actually transferring the oxygen from your lungs to the rest of your body, you're staying nice and calm, your heart can just focus on doing its job. You're not expending unnecessary energy on stress. As we know, stress increases our breathing, our heart rate, and everything. so it decreases our air consumption. The calmer you are, it's also likely that you're moving less. So you'll see all the most professional divers, they're
don't need
there
to comment.
super calm, perfectly streamlined, neutrally buoyant, just swimming slowly, calmly. It's not a race. It's to minimize your movement. You only want to be
What she's
moving
saying.
with your
Look at
legs,
her.
and then you're controlling your buoyancy with your lungs. You're not flailing around with your hands, you're not touching coral, you're not grabbing onto people, you're not inflating and deflating your BCD. You're not stealing fins. You're not doing silly things. You're just slowly,
Relax.
meditatively kicking with your...
I'm available.
That's
You need
okay.
a dive
That
buddy.
is weird, dude. That is
No.
borderline.
I'm
No.
available. Like, I'm available as a dive buddy because
No,
she's
dude,
so good
We're
at
gonna get canceled.
diving
No.
that I want to. I love diving like that. I love diving in that calm demeanor, just like she said. See how she was chilled with the shark. How come you always
You
take
look
it
like
there?
Michael Jackson on that one.
I'm just saying.
Okay.
I'm available
That's bad.
as a dive buddy. You always are twisted. I don't know what he's talking about. She would get it and probably look at a 60-year-old bald guy like me and say, that's the kind of dive buddy, calm kind of dive buddy I would want.
All right,
I don't know why you
let's
twist that around.
Kat, just leave a comment below, but
I-
or don't.
I'm available as a
okay.
dive buddy.
fins. Speaking of fins, having good quality fins that are comfortable for you, that you know how
Yes.
to do a frog kick potentially, which is also more air consumption
I'm telling you,
efficient
Kat is in it,
versus
man.
just
She's
the
awesome.
normal
Pink.
scissor
They're
kick
pink.
frog kicks like these ones is also a way to ensure to decrease your fin consumption. Some fins are quite tough on your feet and ankles, and you'll find that your body is in pain because of them. So
She's
making sure you
spot
have
on. I
fins
don't-
that
I sit
are
back.
well
Learn.
suited to your level of diving and experience is going to really help you making sure you're comfortable, calm, therefore not using your air as much. If you want a video about fins, let me know. I'm thinking about doing it.
You should.
Going along the correct fins and just comfortable equipment, good quality equipment, you will also decrease your air
I say
consumption.
that all the
if you
time.
are
I cannot.
properly streamed.
I always say that. Be like a shark or a barracuda. I used to tell my students so often, especially the barracuda. Those guys are just
Like a
sitting there
torpedo.
horizontal and not expending any unnecessary energy. Notice the barracuda in
Yeah.
particular, and they're known for this. They only will move if there's some specific purpose, and when they do, it's quick, efficient, and then they stop again.
Yeah.
Be like the barracuda or like the shark. Wow.
Just pick any fish as long as it's not a seahorse. Don't be like a seahorse.
I really think
Okay,
we could dive
that's-
together. I keep saying that.
Streamlined. Being streamlined means you don't have bits and pieces hanging
Not like
off
that
you.
person.
You hold your hands quite close to your body, and you're just calmly
How cool is that
kicking
shark?
through the water column. The next thing is to stay warm. Now, you guys know
Oh my-
I'm an absolute wuss when
Did I
it comes
write
to
it?
scuba diving or free diving. I always have really warm wetsuits.
Yes.
Believe it or not, that was not always the case. When I started diving back in
2 mil.
2012
I'd be
in
dead.
Australia, I could actually wear a 3mm suit in 20 degrees of water. Now I'm in a dry suit. You are not shivering, your body's not stressed, and therefore you're not using as much air to keep yourself warm.
You are
if sometimes
so
you need
right.
to have a thicker wetsuit, there's no shame in that. You're actually going to have better air consumption. Before I get
Nice.
into
This
the
is
most
awesome.
important tip, I
She's
also
really good.
want to mention that mindful breathing, that you're really conscious to take long, slow, deep breaths. Personally, I found that the best way for me to decrease my air consumption is I didn't think about my breathing at all. That is, if you're not breathing, really shallow, hyperventilating.
She's got no bubbles coming.
And
She's-
if you're just
well, there's
breathing
one.
normally, then your air
Wow.
consumption will be better.
She's
However,
chilled.
if you are breathing really
Very
shallow,
chilled.
really quick, then being mindful of the deep breaths will certainly help. The better off you'll be because you'll be calmer, you'll be breathing deeper, you'll be using less oxygen. A little thing, if you want to have longer dives, just dive more shallow. The coral
That's true.
reef and the things you see in the ocean are spectacular at 5 meters, 10 meters, 15 meters.
They are. It's the best.
Before you even need to go to 20 meters. So doing a shallow dive is nothing to be ashamed of. You actually get to see more color because more red comes through the water. Like, because colors disappear the deeper you go because of refraction. With every 10 meters you go underwater, you're halving the volume of air available for you to breathe. So the deeper you are, the greater the volume of air you'll breathe, but you'll only be getting, the same lungful essentially. So the deeper you are, the faster your air goes. That's why it's also so important to make sure you check your air consumption at deeper dives, because instead of, 40, 50 minutes that you'd be used to at 10, 15 meters, suddenly you can only do 20 minutes. And
I'd love to take a refresher class from her. I think she's an excellent instructor. Seriously, all brand new open water dive instructors out there, you should play this video for your class. She has really good points.
The most important thing in terms of decreasing your air consumption is your fitness and cardio. I know you
Totally
don't hear
right.
this, but the better your heart works, the more efficient it is at transferring oxygen into your body, the less air you will need to breathe and consume.
Now this I would play.
So this
on
goes
the water
for
rocket.
every athlete,
That looks
every
fun.
sport person. The more you do exercise, the more your body's accustomed to it and the more efficiently it works. So if you want to be a bigger diver, believe it or not, go swimming in your pool. Go for a run. Go for a bike ride. Do skiing or AFL or any sort of sport. Just stay active, keep healthy, and not only will that make you live longer and all the benefits of it, like the positive chemicals, serotonin, endorphins. But it will also decrease your air consumption and make you be able to outlast all
Beautiful.
your dive buddies on the next dive.
Beautiful dive.
That was
Great.
it.
Everybody, if you're thinking about scuba diving and you're getting a new dive class, how long is this? It's 6-7 minutes. Play this. Instructors,
half minutes,
play this for your students before they jump in that pool. What a great video. Good job.
Yeah, she's awesome. Kat's awesome.
That's why I'm saying I'm available as a dive buddy.
Okay.
I could learn from her.
Yes.
You like to, change. I don't know what you're thinking.
You should also learn from society. I will just say though that a place to practice all the skills that Kat was talking about is our meetup. We have a meetup in Bonaire this year, 2024. We had one in Cozumel last year, and the diving was epic. And you get to practice all the skills that she's talking about. And especially in Bonaire, because you have shore diving. So you can stay shallow, as she mentions. If you want to extend the dives, you can go deeper if you have the skills and the training to do that. And we actually recorded some video from the meetup in Cozumel last year. And I'm going to leave it right here so you can check it out, us diving in Cozumel with Dive Talk Meetup 2023. And sign up for the meetup.
Absolutely.
DiveTalkMeetup.com. And
Bonaire
come diving
is
with us for a week.
And it's warm. And she mentioned warm water.
Right. Kat should come
Perfect.
to the meetup, I'm thinking.
Well,
No,
that
don't-
sounded...
That's okay.
That now sounded more the other way.
She should come to the meetup. How is that worse than
Mine's
you
I
should
wanna be
call
a
me? I'm
di-
available. That's way
I'm-
worse.
As a dive buddy, I'm available. She should call me.
That's way worse. Cozumel. Check it out.
Bye, everybody. Hi, Kat.